Hey everyone, it is Dana here with Love Soul of Flowers, and I am here for a tutorial. If you are in our group, which is facebook.com/groups/Love Soul of Flowers, you will know that I was a little bit delayed today because some of my supplies that we are using tonight got mistaken for like regular household items. So, which is fun because you might have some of these items already in your house. But for me, looking for the supplies was a little bit crazy. So sorry about that. We were supposed to be about half an hour earlier, but we are here now. When you get on, just say hello. Let me know where you're at, where you're from. If you are, let's talk a little bit. Are you new to Sola and working with wood flowers, or have you been doing this for a while? Do you have a business? Let's just chat it up while we wait for some people to jump on. If you've noticed, we are having our big, huge Black Friday sale. It is the biggest sale of the year. Our website is lovesouloflowers.com, and you can find all of our sales there. And we do also, again, have these videos that we do. This last few months have been crazy because I just had my own wedding. So it's been a little crazy with tutorials, but I'm now getting back into normal life. But when the videos are finished being live, they are recorded up and uploaded to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/lovesouloflowers. So yeah, and if you're not in our group, please join our group. If you're here just seeing it from a business page, that's cool. But join our group because that's where we really chat about how to make things. We give each other tips and tricks and, all that kind of fun stuff. And it's kind of just a community of building each other up. We don't allow any kind of drama or negativity. So it's a really fun place if you are new to kind of gain some wisdom. You are from North Cali, Gloria. So our warehouse is in California, actually, near the San Diego area. That's where the warehouse is. That's where all your stuff gets shipped and counted and quality controlled. But I'm here in New Jersey on this side of the world. So, yeah, that's where we are right now. So I'm thinking California's probably a little warmer than it is here. But it's been a crazy couple months, like I said, but I'm excited to do this tutorial because I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. And I had a perfect excuse because I've got some of my wedding photos back. So I'm actually using one of my own wedding photos for this, but it does not have to be a photo that you're using. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So for this tutorial, it's going to be, now of course you can do this on a larger scale than what I'm doing it, but you will need mini flowers. You can either dye them obviously or have them raw. And you're going to need kind of a bunch of different kinds of fillers. This is where scraps of what you have lying around come in handy because you do not need to buy new fillers packages for this kind of a project. You can use filler packages that you already have or some of the scraps that you've left over from different arrangements and bouquets. If you are someone who does home decor strictly, this is a good one too because you can sell these things at markets and all that kind of good stuff. And if you do weddings as a business, or if you're a bride, this is perfect for something for after your wedding, and also something you can offer your brides if you want to gift them a gift if you're a florist. So this is kind of all around whatever you're doing. If you're just a hobbyist, if you're a bride, if you're a business owner, if you do home decor, or if you do weddings, this is all good stuff here for tonight. So I'm so excited. Virginia. I love Virginia. I always say I love Virginia. I've been saying I want to go back to Williamsburg so many times. Like this summer I said it, and then we're like, it's the summer, it's probably hot, but probably the fall is the best time in Virginia to go there. So, all right. So let's just start with what we need and get into this. Again, I'm going to use one of my pictures from my wedding, but what you need, I'm going to show you. I'll hold it up. So this is an 8x10. This is me at my wedding. So you can use a picture frame. You can use it with your picture. Again, this is nice for brides if you're doing it, if you are a bride who's doing Sola for your wedding. It's good if you give gifts to your brides or something to even offer your brides as a little bit of a side thing, or they can even put their engagement photo in this. So we're going to make something fun. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. But you can put their engagement photo and it be kind of like a welcome sign. So there's a lot of different things, but you don't have to use a picture of people or yourself. You can use just a picture of flowers. You can have a solid background, or you could do it on actual like a wood board. Basically, anything with a flat surface, you're going to be able to do today's project. So it doesn't have to be a picture. I happen to use a picture because I'm excited about using my leftover flowers from my wedding. So again, if you are a bride out there using Sola, this is kind of a fun thing. Again, you could do your engagement photo or something like that. But if you are doing something for a market, you can do just the picture frame without a picture and then tell people, obviously, they can put their own pictures in there. That might be something fun. But also, again, you can do a landscape photo, flowers, or just a solid background. I also think this looks really nice on like a wood print or things like that, or even a picture that already has a picture of something, a print or whatever. So I'm using this. This is an 8x10 photo. So I think the frame, what are they, 11 by, what is it? What is it when it's an 8x10 photo, but then you've got the mat in it, like 11 by 13 or something like weird like that? I don't know. It's a bigger frame, obviously, than it is picture, but the picture is an 8x10, so it fits that, so it's bigger. But again, any size, anything, you can do things mini. I actually was going to do another one, but I thought, wow, this will be a really long tutorial, and nobody wants to hear me for that long. But I was going to do one that had like the little collage pictures. Maybe I'll make it and just post it in the in the community group, so that you can see what it looks like when you do it on an even smaller scale. But I'm going to do this frame today because, well, I just got my picture back today, so I thought I'd do it. Now, here's why I was late, y'all, because this project, you need straws, right? Well, someone in my household thought these straws were meant for us to drink and put them deep into our cabinets where the little straw people snuck them and hid them on me. So I was looking everywhere for them. I found them, but you're going to need a box of straws. It doesn't matter what color they are if you're going to spray paint them a color. But if you can find a straw in the color that you like, and it's solid white or solid black or pink or whatever colors you like, feel free to not have to spray paint them. But I spray painted mine gold because that's what I wanted to do with my picture. So let me show you how to do it, but obviously it's going to be, you know how like cooking shows where they take their raw thing, they put it in the oven, and then 30 seconds later they open up the door and a cooked one comes out. So it's going to be kind of like that, because obviously I can't spray paint here in front of you. So I'm going to show you how to do it and then pull out my already spray painted one for you. So I'm just going to dump my straws out. And again, if you're doing something on a short scale, like if your actual frame is shorter than a straw, feel free to clip them ahead of time, a little bit shorter that they can fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take our straws. Now, if you've got like this, see how they are the bendy? You're going to want all the bendies on the same sides. Obviously, if you can find a straw without a bendy, that is the color that you want it, and you don't have to go through that next process. It's better for you, shorter time here. So I'm just going to line up my straws, and I'm going to go all the way side to side. I want to fill them. I want to press them down to the bottom and go all the way across. This is such a fun thing. And this is something that like you can do with like things in your house. I'm sure everybody has a picture frame that they wouldn't mind fancying up for this project. So I'm just going to fill this up with my straws. I don't know how many people use straws. You use those without having to throw them in the trash. Okay. So we really don't want any gaps. We want to make sure that it is gapless. Okay. So once I've got it from side to side, I'm going to take my Scotch tape. And this is just going to make this whole project a lot easier and faster. Oop, I have a gap. Let me fill up this little gap here. If you're on, say hello. Let us know if you're new to Sola. Let us know how you use Sola in your life, if it's a hobby, if you're a bride or a mother of the bride doing flowers for, we have a lot of those mothers or mother-in-laws or aunties that are doing flowers for the bride. But let us know what your relationship is to these flowers. We like to hear where everybody's at. Okay, So now I've got it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Scotch tape. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to do some cutting anyway, but you don't want to have too many gaps here. Again, they're sometimes just getting it steady. That's why I like to use the tape to steady them. Again, the bottom, if they're not exactly straight, it's fine. We're going to cut them down anyway, not a big deal. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm taping straight across so that I hit the end of these. If you're not a part of our community group, go join that. It also is a place that we tell you about our sales and deals sometimes ahead of time, so you get a little in on that, some VIP action. As I stated before, we are having our big Black Friday sale just in time for the holidays. Business. Yes, a lot of times that happens. Oh, Connecticut. I love Connecticut. Specializing in weddings. Awesome. Yeah, Johnny, a lot of people have, you know, started this either as a hobby or doing it for their own wedding, and it turns into a business. Sometimes it turns into just a side business. Sometimes it turns into a full-time business. But either way, this kind of stuff is fun, especially this kind of stuff that I'm going to do tonight because, again, it kind of goes across the board wherever you're at, either if you're, you know, a wood flower florist, or if you're just a bride, or if you're a mom of the bride, those kind of things. Or if you just want to give it's your hobby and you want to give it as a gift for somebody, it's great. Yes, Deanie, that's how we suck you in. You think it's going to be a one-time thing, and then you can't stop because everybody compliments you. Everyone says how amazing everything looks, and then you're like, ooh, this sounds fun. I think I might want to do this. All right, so as you can see, we've taped our straws so they're all connected. Okay, so this is the point. Again, remember like cooking shows where you put it in the oven and take it out, it's all finished. So I'm going to swap out for something that I've already done. Now remember, there are lots of different colors of straws. I wouldn't use paper straws because they would collapse, and if there's any moisture in the house and stuff, they could get kind of funky. But I'm using plastic straws, but again, they come in lots of colors, so if you can find the color, save yourself the next step. See? Cheryl, this is like such a fun way to make gifts for people too, and sometimes when you make gifts for people, it kind of jumpstarts your business because someone will ask, hey, who gave you that? Oh, that's so cool. So these kind of gifts are kind of nice too. If the more you can make for other people, just as gifts, even because it's a nice gift, but you know, it's also a good way to start your business because people will ask where they got it done. And you know, every time someone looks at it, they'll think about you. They'll think that they want to order one for someone else. So it is a good way to kind of get started when you do things like this. Okay, so again, I spray painted mine. I just used regular spray paint, and I spray painted mine gold. So we're going to swap out these colored ones for the gold ones. I only did one side. I didn't spray the back because the back is going to be covered, but I sprayed that. So as you can see, it fits in there, and it is spray painted gold. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure my bottom is even because it wasn't, I didn't really do a good job of making it even the first time around. So I'm just going to cut it. I'm not really a good cutter in terms of like making things straight, but we'll see. It doesn't have to be perfect because there's some forgiveness on the bottom of picture frames. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that in there again, see if it's good. It's pretty good. I can always touch up if I've cut some of my, my spray paint off my straws by clipping it. So don't worry about that. I'll just take a paintbrush and go back on my gold if I wanted to do that as well. So now the next step is we're wanting to cut the straws all different heights. So you have to have kind of a good scissor for this. I am going to remove my top tape so that I have more flexibility on that for cutting it short. Now I don't want them too high because you'll see what it becomes in just a minute. But for now, I know just follow the process. I know it looks just weird, like what the heck are you doing? But for now, just follow the process. But I don't want to go too far up, especially if my picture is a picture. Obviously, I don't want things going over our faces or things like that. But I'm just going to cut these in all different levels while it's taped together. And some will be short, some will be long. Oops, it might be easier for me to just untape this because my spray paint is very cracky. So I'm going to untape these. Okay. Let me move my picture. I'm going to move my picture so we have some space here to do this. I'm just going to put this down because I have a wrapper I'm going to put down because my plate was a little bit drippy on the inside. So I just want to make sure I've got something covering my table here. How about your craft spaces, everyone? Let me hear about your craft spaces. Do you have a dedicated craft space, or are you like a lot of us where we just use our kitchen table? Does anyone's craft space become just the dining room table and no one ever eats there anymore? Because I know that's common with us crafters. So I feel like a lot of us crafters, now if you got into this and you're not really a crafter, but you got into this just because, let's say you have a wedding and you wanted to save money or whatever, but if you're a crafter, there's a few things about us, your whole house, mine too. And so I have my whole house. I have a basement that's got all my, like a lot of storage. Then I like work upstairs in my living room. I have this office and I have a storage unit. And I'm still a disaster. It's still everywhere. But if you're a crafter, here's a few things that you all probably can relate to. So one of them is that your entire house becomes your craft room. Another one is that we tend to be late night people. So if you're a crafter, creatives tend to stay up late at night. So if that's you, I'm with you. I know some people will message me at like 2 in the morning and be like, why are you awake? And I'm like, well, why are you awake? So a lot of times crafters will be late night people. Let's see. You understand the burn of a glue gun? Right? How many people have that? Studio space is your bedroom. Yes. So how many of you can relate to glue gun burns? How about everything you see at a store, you think of how you can either add a flower to it or refurbish it into something else? Or you're always checking Marketplace to see if there's something that you could like redo? Is that something else that any of you do, or is that just me? So again, I'm just cutting these little guys into different heights. There is no rhyme or reason right now why. Yes. Dawn, you know it. No one else just thinks everything they look at, even in your own house. This was one thing when I started doing flowers. Every single thing in my house became like a vessel that could totally become something with a flower on it. Like, literally. I just kept thinking, oh, I could add a flower to that. And then everything in my house became flowerized. And I was like, okay, it's getting a little aggressive now. So I'm just doing a few at a time because I'm going to separate them anyway. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to my lengths. I just want to make sure that they're short enough that's not going to cover a face. I'm kind of doing a few at a time because I'm not going to put them next to each other once they're in there. Kelly, you just gotta follow along. It's really just something that's inventive, and so I can't really tell you what it is yet. So it's very hard. It's very hard to explain. Someone asked me earlier too what I was making, and I was like, well, I think you're just gonna have to watch because I'm not sure it has a name really. Hey, from New Jersey. I have a brother who lives near Orlando, actually, in Florida. But yeah, you'll see in a second what it's going to be. I'm trying to get to that part, but basically, no, I don't want to give it all away. So let's just follow the process. Just stay on the video and you'll see what I'm making. I promise it won't disappoint. But yeah, so if you missed it at the beginning of our video, we did let you know that we have our big Black Friday sale going on our website, lovesoloflowers.com. And you need, so I'm using a picture. This is a picture of my wedding day. And it's an 8 by 10 picture, which I think it's like 11 by 13 or something frame. But you don't have to use a picture, but you can use a picture. It could be pictures of flowers or anything else like that. But it also can be just a wood board or a print that already is like, you know, a actual flower print. I don't know when the sale goes. A lot of times that's kind of like up to, depending on, you know, how things are going, if it's getting too crazy or that kind of thing. So thank you. So I'm just going to now put my straws right into glue on my frame. So I'm going to put some glue down. And I'm just going to start lining my straws next to each other. Now, if you're not really prepared like I was, my glue dried very fast. And again, if your spray paint is chipping a little bit when you cut it, don't worry, just go back with a little paintbrush and fix that up. Okay, so we're just gluing. And basically we're just gonna go all the way along this picture frame. I'm putting the hot glue directly on to the glass. And I want to try to make sure I've got like a good difference in heights next to each other. You can do every single one a different height, or you can keep them kind of clumped. I don't like too many in a row that are the same height, so I'm just using gold. I spray painted it with gold because we had a lot of gold in our wedding. And when you're making something, you know, with your wedding stuff, it's kind of nice to have it like be representative of your day. So I'm just pressing it down and I'm making this go across. So I know someone asked, what are we making? Basically, these straws are going to become like little vases. Thanks, Pamela. Pamela, I appreciate it. I don't usually obviously have my nails done, but because of the wedding, I decided, you know, that paint wasn't a good look for the day. So I decided to get my nails done. But I have to say, I really love having them done. So I may consider, like, you know, keeping up with it a little bit, maybe. But, you know, once you dye flowers and it gets all in there, it's like, But I know a lot of people wear gloves so they don't ruin up their manicure or anything. But I'm not like a glove person. I don't like how gloves feel in my hand. I don't feel like I can get in there. But I have to say, it's been nice to look a little fancied up a little bit. So I'm just going to keep going. Again, I'm trying to find different sizes next to each other so it's not too many in the same. Obviously, if you don't have to spray paint the straws, it's better in terms of the processing is kind of easier. But I'm just going to go all the way across, pressing it down, making sure I have no gaps. And again, I'm going to go over it, like I just spray painted it so I have a base, but I'm going to go over it with a paintbrush, getting any of those little spots, you know, that I might have. But this is going to look so cute. So I have I had extra of my favors. So I thought, you know, a sentimental way to kind of use them would be doing this project. But if you have if you have any extra flowers, if you have, like, you know how like when you make shadow boxes and things like that, you could always put like a picture of your invitation. But it's a good way to use all of the stuff that you made. We always have extras of things, I'm sure. But again, I want to do some low, some high. And these are going to become little bitty vases for our flowers. So a mini, if you're not really totally up on the lingo of solar flowers, a mini is a flower that is between 1 to 1.5 inches. So again, for this project, because our little tubes are obviously small and skinny, we're going to want to be using minis as flowers. And then, like I said, keep your scraps always, because these little scraps become perfect for these kind of projects, for fillers. I mean, I've got bags here, but it's always a good way to use your stuff is on projects like these, because you just, does everyone else, here's another thing, remember we were talking about things that all crafters know. Does anyone else have like a little bag of leftovers? I keep them in like a little Ziploc, and it's got like leaves or little snippets of wire. Or is that just me? Am I just like a hoarder of trash? Could be. Okay, I'm gonna make these a little low because I have low on the other side. So I'm just gonna trim these and then I'll be done. Jeannie, you have a bag of extra? Stay smart. Especially if you own a business, guys. Like every single like penny counts when you own a business. And if you don't have to buy something new, like who wants a little package of, you know, to buy a whole package just to use a little piece of something. It's like so silly to waste it. Okay, I think I could probably squeeze another guy in there. Yes, I mean, I can almost make full projects with just my scraps. I'm gonna see if I can get this down in there. If not, oh well. Yeah. No, he's not gonna go in there. All right. So again, depending on your width, I'm just gonna scoop that glue out so it's not creepy looking. So, all right. I wish I could squeeze one more in. Maybe I can squeeze one more in. I really want the look of this last one in here. Let me see. I'm going to try to squeeze it in. I mean, they're flexible. They should be able to squeeze. Maybe I'll just kind of overlap it just a little bit. I don't want a gap, so I think I'm just going to squeeze this guy in. Like I said, don't worry about if your spray paint, see how this one, the spray paint's a little bit chipped. I'm going to go back with something at the end, so, okay. All right, so let me just show you where we're at. Now, these glue strings too, if you've watched my other tutorials, a good way to get rid of glue strings is just to use a hair dryer on the hot setting. Yeah. So do you see? Again, you can do any colors you want, or any of that kind of good stuff. But I obviously did the gold with the black. I thought it was nice. Okay, so now I've got my bottom covered in, and now I've got a million little vases, and we're gonna fill them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take different greeneries first, and I'm gonna go and spread them out into different of these tubes here. So I've got some eucalyptuses, and basically we're gonna make like, it's gonna look like these mini bud vases. And I just put glue on the stem, and I put the greenery in there. Can you see? I know the glass is actually reflecting my ring light, but so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put, some of them are gonna have some greenery in it. And then I'm gonna put the flowers in at the end here. So I'm just taking, again, scraps of greens that I happen to have left. And I'm going to pick a couple tubes. So what I like to do is use one greenery at a time so that I spread it nicely. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the stem before I stick it on in there. And again, you can do this already on, like, if you've got a pretty picture of like wildflowers, you can do like these little guys, you know, in front of it. It's so pretty. Yes, I have so many scraps on. I like to use the scraps for things like boutonnieres, but it comes in handy for projects like this as well. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. I might not fill all of them on thing. I don't want to keep you guys like forever, but this is preserved. But it doesn't really matter what you use, as long as you don't have a crazy hot inside house. Preserved is fine. But I am going to use some faux, you'll see in a second too. So I always do mixtures of things. I don't think I ever use strictly faux or strictly preserved on anything. But this is teardrop stuff. So you also can, Love Sola's website's pretty easy to navigate. When you go to fillers, you can choose faux or preserved and dried so that it sorts it for you so that it's very clear which one is which. I think I might put like a tube overlapping on this side. I'm like pretty OCD on stuff. And so because this one's kind of 3D-ish, I think I'm going to maybe put this one over here. I'm going to overlap this one. I have a problem if my ends don't match. I can be all asymmetrical and stuff in the middle, but my end caps, I like them to match. So, all right. Again, I'm not concerned right now with any chipping of the spray paint because I'm going to go back with a paintbrush because I want to do that after I get rid of all these glue strings, and I'll just do the touch-ups then of it. You could also even kind of cover it with your greenery if there's a spot. Thanks, Lori. My glue gun is a very webby kind of glue gun. If anyone has any glue guns that don't do that, feel free to share it. These guys are going to have these little seeds, and I'm going to put some of them. I just want the seeds itself. Again, you don't want every single one of these little vases to have something like major in it. So I'm going to put seeds in some of them. And then we're going to get to the flowers and the baby's breath. And basically you're going to create these little mini bud vases on your picture or your wood board, or you know, whatever you're using. Again, these are good for welcome signs for weddings if you create them. It's a nice look. So I'm just going to get this. You know, have some of them be a little bit bulkier than others. Again, the whole thing is to kind of draw interest. And you can go super short with these if you don't. My picture, our faces are up high, so I didn't mind using a lot of this. Yeah, so definitely. That's why I even put those on there. You could do it so 3D even that you would have like a 3D even, you know, vases, you know what I mean, like where one's in front of the other. I think that would look really cool if you do like a whole nother layer and then you have it from behind and forward. Like you can go crazy with this. This is where like your creative part should come in, where you're just, you know, let your heart lead you. But that would be really nice to have. Again, you could even do the greenery then in the back row and then do the flowers in the front row. But yeah, there's a whole lot of things you can do creatively with this. I'm going to add some seeds a few more places. Then I'm going to do, I'm going to use our gold ruscus that we have. I believe it's still in stock. I don't want to promise that, but we had a gold ruscus, and we're going to use some of that because, again, I had a lot of gold accents on it. Johnny, I can't, when I'm on live, I can't read a long comment. Hey, Lori, if you're on, can you answer Johnny's or ask it in a shorter way? Okay. I can only read up to one of my crafting groups asks if you had, and then it goes ... So, yeah, long comments I actually can't see on the live. It cuts you off after a certain spot. Okay, so I'm going to add some of this. This is our platyspermum. Not sure. This is something I had around for a while. Okay. Again, I always hate when I start going too long on these tutorials. I feel like people are going to get tired of it quick. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I might not do every single one. Yes, we do have tutorials like that. All tutorial information you can find in our group. You could always ask it in the actual group, and then we could put links up there in the group for those kind of things. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more pieces of greens, and then I'm going to move to the gold, and then I'm going to add some flowers, and we're going to be on a roll. So as you know, I do like, again, I like to keep our tutorials short because I like you to know that you can make something beautiful without taking up your entire day. Quick, easy type things. Okay, let me show you where we're at. Let me see if I can get, so do you see how I've got greeneries up and down, filled around? Now I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna have the gold ruscus, and I'm gonna add some of those pieces in. Let me just break them off. I don't want to go too crazy with the gold, but I think it makes a nice little flare. And again, our colors were gold, so I just felt like, and I'm wearing gold in this picture, even though it's black and white and you can't see it, but I'll know it's there. So it's a little bit of sentimental. I do have some Caspia too. Maybe I'll add that. And again, I've got all these little tubes that I can fill and get creative with. I think the layers, Lori, would look so nice if you have a lot of different kinds of greeneries. Again, you could put the flowers kind of in the front. I think that would be so nice. You don't even need flowers necessarily, but I think it's nice to use your flowers from your wedding in kind of a sentimental way. These guys are all aiming the same way. Alrighty, I'm going to do one up here, and then I think I'm going to add a little bit of Caspia because I like that look, and then we'll add our flowers and our baby's breath. Okay. Yes, these are straws that I have spray painted. If you are a Caspia lover like me, but you know, we do let you know these are organic plants, and Caspia can be a little stinky, but it's beautiful. But if you have Caspia and you want to use it, definitely use it. Just, you can open up your package. If you take it out of the plastic and leave it out for a while, the smell will tame itself. But we do get a lot of people saying, oh, it's stinky, but it is stinky because it's a plant. I mean, some plants just are stinky, so. All right, I'm filling this up. Some people are more sensitive to smells. You know, like there's, what's that, what's it called? You know the herb that some people, it tastes like soap? Oh, what's it called? Cilantro. You know how like some people are really affected by cilantro? And some people like I love cilantro. It doesn't, whatever, but my mother thinks it's disgusting. So I feel like Caspia in a way is something like kind of similar, where like some people smell it like, and it's putrid to them. And some people smell it and like, oh, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm one of those people that it doesn't bother me at all. So, yeah, cilantro. Yeah, see? But me, I like cilantro and I can smell Caspia and it doesn't bother me. So, all right, I'm done with the greenery part. And now I'm just gonna add, I'm not gonna go crazy even with the flowers. Again, I'm gonna de-web it at home. But as you can see, I filled it up like a little garden. Really? I like cilantro. I actually just put it on my tacos last night. I made Taco Thursday last night. Okay, so I have a bag. Oh, here it is. I made these little guys for favors at my wedding. If you saw them posted on Love Sola. And they were the colors of my wedding, and they're magnets. So I'm just going to deconstruct them because, again, this is a nice way to make your flowers a sentimental part of your project. So I'm going to... They are on 18 gauge wire stems. Again, Lori, now that you're saying that about the layering, I think that would be so nice. I feel like I wish I did that, but I didn't have enough spray painted to do that. So I would have had to think about that ahead of time. When you asked me earlier what I was doing, I should have told you and come up with your creative idea. But again, layering it would be really cool because I could have put greenery in the back, flowers, made it a little more interactive looking. We're definitely wanting to use different heights though for the flowers. You don't want to do all the top ones because you want the flowers to be some up, some down. And I've got baby's breath in this. So I'm going to try to get those behind the flowers. And again, this is like a nice little sentimental way to show my flowers at the same time as my pictures. Yeah, it's really fun. And again, depending on the size of your thing, you might only need a couple of them, or you might need, you know, a lot. But I was going to do, I think I might do it still, and I'll just post it in our group. I had these like the collage ones that have like short things, tall things, whatever. And I thought that would be so cute because you can do all like the ones going right to left, you know, like the horizontal portrait style with the little flowers, and then you can have the up and down ones. No, landscape and then portrait. Landscape is up and down. I mean, landscape is right and left. So you can do that, and then, but I'll do a picture of it. I'm gonna do one more up here. Let me see. And I'm kind of just doing these randomly. I'm just kind of picking one. Thank you, Elsie. I wonder if I can actually get a layer here. I might try to do a short layer too. Let me see. Again, I hate to keep people so long, but I'm on a roll with these flowers. They're going fast, so let's see. Let me see if I can get some more, like another layer. This one is. Out of some of these straws. Even if I can do again, don't worry about my spray paint being a little bit chipped in different places. I'm going to fix that up. Don't worry, I won't leave it like that. But when you cut it, it can do that. In a minute. I just want to get this layer on and then I'll flip it around. I'm not going to do all the way across in layers. I'm just going to do some places. Good thing these straws were long enough. Almost done, almost done. Thank you. I actually wore 2 dresses because I just couldn't decide which one I liked more. And someone said to me, listen, this is the day that you get to just do whatever you want. So even if it's weird, just do it. So I just did it. You know, I don't dress up, you know, too often anymore. So let's see, do I have any other longer one? Oh, the longer one's down here. Oh. Nope, that one is the same. All right, well, maybe I'll get longer ones when I'm home. Let me see if any fell on the ground that I can use. No. Well, okay, so we've got a little bit of layering here for this. So this will be cute. Lori, thanks for the idea. Lori was actually at my wedding. She helped me keep my life together. I lost that one. Okay, I'm gonna do one more over here, and then I will put some of the stuff in those. Again, if you just joining us, we are having our Black Friday sale now. Oops, chip that one. Chip. So you can check that out at lovesoloflowers.com. This one's chipped. They actually, like, the glue really holds. You wouldn't believe how much it holds from the paint and all that. But, okay. Yes, I'm going to show you. But I just added another layer, so I needed to add that layer first. And then I was going to show you. Because I'm going to do the front layer too. So as you can see, I did the back row, and then I did a front row of straws. So let me fill those. And then I will show you again. So I know it's sometimes hard when you're viewing it upside down to get the whole view of it. So now I'm just going to do the same thing with this little front row. And this has got a lot of goo on it. Let me see. That one had a lot of goo on it, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this baby's breath. And then another one. I had a lot of favors left over. I overmade them. I don't know why, what I was thinking, but I made a ton of them. So again, this is like, I'm able to make it special as a little memory thing. You know, I don't stay away from glue. I'm always a big gluer. So deconstructing things sometimes is harder than constructing things. Is anyone else a big gluer like me? I'm always afraid things are gonna fall apart, so. Any other excessive gluers out there? Yeah, it's kind of like the same like concept of like, you know, doing like a shadow, you know, frame thing, shadow box, which we've done actually as a tutorial. Okay, let's see, I'll do one more pink one, and then I'm just gonna do some fillers in the rest. and then I will hold it up. Dawn, you're an excessive gluer. Hey, Christy. Okay, so I think I've got one more pin actually. Again, I like to be random, but I also want it to be balanced, so I'm conscious of what colors I'm putting where. And then I will just get some greenery in that front row. We're all good. So basically what you've missed is we've put straws to make little vases on our picture frame here. But again, any type of flat surface, doesn't have to be a picture frame. It could be a painting. It could be, you know, anything like that that you want to do. Okay, I'm so sorry if you were on my last live. The app literally booted me and wouldn't let me sign on. It was like the app itself looked like it was frozen. So I apologize that we didn't finish the video in one video, but I just want to show you the end result anyway. That's all that was missing. So I did that second row, and then I added a couple on the bottom. Again, you don't have to be this excessive. You don't have to put as many. You could just use a few flowers. You could use a little bit of greenery. But anyway, the video before, if you had seen it, gives all the instructions to the end. I didn't do anything different, but I did want to come on and show you the end result. So I apologize if you were watching that. It literally like kicked me off the app, and then the app wouldn't even load. So I'm not sure if it was a Facebook thing or my phone thing or what. But so this again, I actually added a couple layers. So I've got, and then I just put some flowers on the bottom. Just to have them there. But, you know, again, you don't have to do as many. You can make as big of a garden as you want or not. Again, you don't have to do this on an actual picture. You can do it on a painting or just an empty frame with just a regular background and just do all different heights. But I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I thought it's a good way to be sentimental about some of the flowers that you had left over. But again, I apologize. Again, I don't know if it was the app that we were using to do live or my phone or what, but we are good now. So I just wanted to show you the end results. I will use a hair dryer to get rid of these glue strings, and then I'll be done. Again, you don't have to go this crazy with the flowers if you don't want to. It could just be a simple row, but I did just want to show you a few different things you could do, and then that's that. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys make something too. If you guys do this tutorial, like we always ask you, please post it in our group. We love to see how you use our tutorials to make your own voice, your own creative story as well. So that's that. Again, facebook.com/groups/lovesoloflowers is the community group. Black Friday sale on our website, lovesoloflowers.com. And our videos will be on YouTube. So that's it. So if you missed our last one, then you can always come back and see it and fast forward and rewind and do all that good stuff on YouTube. So it will be there. So sorry guys, again, sorry for the phone issues or the Facebook issues. Not sure which issue it was, but this is fun, and I hope you have fun with it too. All right, can't wait to see your stuff too. Have a wonderful weekend wherever you are, either on the West Coast or the East Coast. But have a really great weekend, and see you guys soon.